Hello and welcome to yet another video on Adil Azmat Cockpit. In today's video we are going to again talk about the topic of time travel, and this is a bumpy road I'm driving on right now. Very bumpy road, but don't worry, I'm going to get myself on a stable one. I believe this is a better one. Right, so whenever we talk of time travel, the first thing that comes in the foreground is the objections related to the time travel. The first and foremost objective is the paradoxes that are involved in any time travel discussion that we can have. What are the paradoxes? The paradoxes are pretty simple. Let's talk about the paradoxes first. First paradox is, if one can go back and access the past, one can change the past. Even if one doesn't want to change the past gets changed anyway. So as I talked about this changing of past as being interventions in the past, which are going to start the ripples that will be felt in the present, and then there will be a different future course of action. So any change in the past is going to bring a change in the present, and again the future will have a change itself. So from the set past we are going to have a new past, and therefore there will be no set present, and as there will be no set present, there will be no set future for the set present. So all of the dimensions change. One such address to the paradox is that if one travels back into time, leave the discussion how one is going to do that, but just for the sake of argument, we say that one has the ability of going back into time, and one does something, one does intervene into the past, and that is going to be a passive intervention. Whether it be passive or active intervention, it makes no difference. The intervention is there, the person is there in the past, his being there is enough an intervention to get the set past into a new past. Alright, so the degree of intervention, the degree of change in the past becomes irrespective. The person only being in the past is quite enough, because as I told you earlier, that in my concept of time travel there has to be a multiverse. We have to talk about a preordained multiverse, a multiverse in which everything is ordained. There are packets of energy. The whole universe is rather like a big battery pack. One being in the past, in the set past, would require additional amount of energy from the set battery pack, which is not gonna be there. There's another paradox over here. The set battery pack would not allow the person to be in any other time and action bundle of energy, because that would be against the granted bundle of energy to that person. As I discussed earlier in my book as well, that if there is a hill that you're yearning to climb, there's a hill right in front of you, and the amount of energy that it would require you to climb that hill is, let's assume it's the X amount of energy, and that X amount of energy of climbing the hill would always be greater than the Y amount of energy, which would state that you just sit there and do nothing. That's the Y amount of energy, right? So if in a preordained universe you were supposed to climb the hill, you will climb the hill, because that X amount of energy has to be utilized there and then. You just cannot escape from it. You have to utilize that amount of energy, because if you don't, if you just sit there, do nothing, you will be spending Y amount of energy. And if you do so, there will be X minus Y amount of energy that is gonna be left. left for what? Right? I mean that's not going to be justified for an action. So there has to be then another action by another organism in order to balance out that X minus Y energy. So in a multiverse, preordained multiverse, we can cater such paradoxes. I also discussed that earlier, that in my concept of preordained multiverse, time and space, I am going to diversify it into time and event, right? Instead of just saying space, event. Time and event are interlinked. They are intertwined. For example, I gave an example previously as well. I'm going to again give this example, and that is, if it is right now, it is 1:56 p.m. At 1:56 p.m. I am right now on the road right now, inside the car. At 1:07 p.m. this day, I am not outside the car, and I am inside the car because it is 1:57 p.m. So when I talk of 1:57 p.m., I am trying to curtail myself in a sphere of time and events. So time and events are within a sphere. They are intertwined. You just cannot separate the two. So any possible time travel cannot be looked into as only a travel into time, because time and event are intertwined. You cannot just travel the time and leave the event the way it was. Ripples in one creates ripples in the other. Rather, devastations in one creates devastations in the other. That's one of the reasons. That's one of the biggest paradoxes against the time travel. This is what happens in all of the sci-fi films that you see. They are based on the paradoxes that come out of time travel, and everybody is talking of the paradoxes. One of the things that I've tried to do in my book is I have tried to cater for the objection raised by a lot of people regarding the paradoxes that are involved over here. Paradoxes can be taken care of. How? I'm not going to go into the detail of it. I'm going to let the readers do the reading rather than the listeners do the listening before the book comes out. Yes, there's been a delay. There's been a delay in the printing of the book. One of the reasons was that I had last minute changes in a few of the things. Whenever you create something, it's not like that. I stopped my writing back in December last year to 2023, and now I've got no new ideas. Ideas keep on coming when you're being so creative. You just every night when I'm about to sleep, I close my eyes. I try to sleep, but I'm thinking of the book. I'm thinking of the different paradoxes, and every morning that I wake up, I say to myself, add this thing in the book, add this thing in the book. And last time I had to tell the publisher that, come on, just get it over with. Don't delay it further, because every morning I just I'll keep on adding things in the book, because every morning there are new dimensions of the things coming to my mind. I don't want my book to be sitting over there with all the changes that my mind can think of, different scenarios that I can. There can be another book, right? There can be another book for all the things that dawn on me in the days to come. We can have another book. We can have another one. One more thing after this book, Time Travel Practical Application, Paradoxes Addressed in a Preordained Multiverse. I wanted to tell you that another one is coming. And the next one is going to be Abandoned Swords. Talking about the Abandoned Swords, it was finished by me back in 2000, back in 2000 when I was just 20 years old. That was my first creation. That was my first very humble creation of mine. And this book, I'm not going to disclose further about this book, but it's a novel. It's not related to time travel. It's not related to anything else. It's related to something that I wrote back in 2000. But there will be a separate video for Abandoned Swords. I'll make that in the days to come. So just hold on and wait for the Abandoned Swords to come out. And this is gonna be my second book. And all right, that's it.